Hey everyone, and thanks for checking out another video. Today we're in Greensburg, Indiana to check out the Honda Auto plant. We'll learn a little bit about the facility and watch how these crews load the vehicles onto the Autoracks destined for the world. Now I'll put timestamps in the description so you can jump around if you want. I shot this over a few days in the summer of 2026, so I tried to shoot everything I could. Now this first clip was on a Sunday. There we see the Autorack loading area and the storage lot for the outbound vehicles. This second yard is the storage spot for the empty Autoracks and loaded Autoracks before they're picked up or dropped off by the railroad. I believe that the railroad spots the empties here and then workers from the plant maneuver them into the loading area and back again once they're loaded. Honda announced plans to build its 7th North American auto plant here back in 2006. At the time, the company said the site was selected in part because of the community, infrastructure, and central location. The nice thing about this facility, at least from my perspective, is that it's surrounded by farmland, so getting good views with the drone was pretty easy. Notice how all these vehicles are parked on the white lines, the parking spots, not in the middle like when you go to a grocery store. That makes it much less likely for any dings or fender benders during this process. Unfortunately though, it didn't look like anyone was working, so I didn't stick around too long. That switcher on the end is what the crew uses to spot the rail cars. I was able to make a return trip a few weeks later, this time on a weekday, although I wasn't optimistic when I saw the loading ramps were not in position. I sent my drone to check things out anyway though. Notice how many fewer vehicles there are in the lot. I didn't see any vehicles in the Autoracks though, so my guess is the workers needed to replenish the vehicle stock and then they'd load the rail cars at a later date. I was about to give up and call it another failed day when I noticed some activity in the corner of my drone. I spotted these SUVs and that white van heading toward the vehicle storage lot. Let's see what they're up to. Oh wow, that really is some precision parking. Notice the white marks that they line the tires up on, and check out how in each aisle they line up on the white line of the driver's side. As the final two drivers turn in, that white van isn't too far behind. It acts as a shuttle for these drivers between the drop-off and pickup of the newly built vehicles. Once everyone's parked, the van will take them back to another storage lot where they'll repeat this process over and over again until they have all the vehicles they need for the next train. The original facility was planned to take up about 1.3 million square feet, but it's been expanded over the years to nearly double that at 2.5 million square feet. The first cars rolled off the assembly line here in 2008. The plant was created to build a 4-cylinder Honda Civic. At full capacity, it was designed to produce 200,000 vehicles a year. That number is up to 250,000 in 2026. Here we see 4 more vehicles set to be loaded, and then our crew van pops into the picture heading back to the pickup lot. This has to be a job where you must be a good driver because you have to be quick, but you also can't tap any other vehicles while you're zipping through the parking spots. Now these cars are not just sold in the United States, they're exported across the world. As of 2026, Honda says there are more than 2,600 employees at the site. In total, the company's invested more than $1.3 billion here. In 2017, the plant began manufacturing its first SUV, the CR-V. Off they go for more vehicles. Unfortunately though, it didn't seem like any of these vehicles were going to be loaded anytime soon this day, so I was about to call it and drive home mostly empty-handed once more. Once again though, something caught my eye. I spotted this car hauler in the furthest point of the storage lot. This is digitally zoomed in because it's so far away. I eventually spotted this white SUV heading toward it, so I decided to follow. In July of 2024, the 3 millionth vehicle rolled off the assembly line. I'll put a link in the description if you want to learn more about this plant. It's one of the greenest in North America and has earned several achievements and awards over the years. The driver tucks in the mirror before pulling onto the ramps. Once he gets it into position, he needs to strap it down to secure it from rolling in either direction. While surveying the lot, I spotted another car carrier. Let's see how they load the top level on this one. Once again, showing how good of a driver you must be for this kind of work. I believe these are the tractor drivers behind the wheel of both vehicles. And there he goes, securing the vehicle. While he's doing that, several more haulers showed up. I wonder if certain days of the week are set up for the auto carriers and other days are set for railcar loading. There was still no sign of any rail cars being loaded today, so I decided to head home and try again another day. I arrived bright and early for my third trip, this time immediately seeing activity in the rail loading area. That switcher was spotting strings of Autoracks into position. Hopefully this is a good sign of things to come. And that loading ramp's also in position, and that's gotta mean they're gonna be loading soon. And I can see that vehicles are already loaded into these two Autoracks. In the wider view, I count 69 Autoracks to be loaded. Our switcher crew's been busy. I believe there are 4 workers there, plus there may be one more in the cab. The 4 get dropped off and hop into the SUV. Given the great distances, it makes sense to be driven around this site. Let's see what they're up to. There's 12 more Autoracks they'll be moving. Those doors must be able to lock into position, so it's safe to move them around the rail yards without needing to close them. I figure they'll be spotting 6 and 6, so let's find out. There's a little pushback to get the first cut into position. A short time later, and 2 crew members are there to uncouple the string of cars. I didn't have to wait long to see the workers begin loading the vehicles. Notice how most of the Autoracks have 2 levels except for the second to last one. This ramp is adjustable and pretty cool to see on the move. The whole loading system is pretty ingenious and very efficient, although like every other portion of this process, it requires very skilled operators. Just like earlier, a crew van shuttles the workers back and forth. Notice how they're able to simply pull forward and don't need to reverse out of the spot because of how the parking spaces are designed. I'm guessing that worker in the golf cart either checks off each vehicle to confirm it's being loaded or some other type of inventory action. Here's why this is such a great and efficient system. Instead of each auto rack needing to be loaded individually, there are metal ramps connecting each car, so the drivers are simply able to drive through each auto rack until the string of cars is full. This is one big choreographed dance of speed and efficiency. Here we see a worker removing the connection ramp. I believe that's what's hanging on the metal piping at the bottom of the screen. The drivers will then head to the crew van and be shuttled to the next round of vehicles. All right, now let's check out how the ramp works. That's the last car that'll fit in place. Now it's time to move, or well, drive the ramp to the next spot. Once again, these workers show their skill in being able to quickly and accurately move that ramp. Now let's watch as the ramp is raised up to access the top level of that auto rack. A thumbs up confirmation is given to show that it's in place and the Civics are ready to be driven up. Well, that does it for our look at the loading operation here at the Honda Indiana plant. This is what it looks like when those crews have finished and shoved the cars into the staging yard. You can tell because the doors are closed. Once here, they'll wait to be doubled out and then taken to the CSX Queensgate yard by a road crew from the Indiana and Ohio Railroad. When they return, all those doors will be open and ready to load more vehicles. Here's a look at the pair of locomotives that have been working this job in the summer of 2026, the I&O America 250 series. These are nearly 30-year-old wide cab -9 locomotives painted in honor of America's 250th birthday. I think they look brand new. What do you think of that paint job? I think it's pretty fantastic. They still have their original GE build information placards. I hope you enjoyed this look at how Hondas are loaded in the Heartland. I always find these processes so fascinating. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. Until our next trip, I hope you have a great day.